Hello everybody, it's SHAZIZZ here. This video might take a little bit, but I think it'd be worth the effort to watch. Anyway, I want you to take note where my voltmeter's set. Right there. It's actually on the high side. There's the 20 volt range, and this is up in the 200 volt range. Yep. Alright. What you have right here. Can't get to focus. Nickel metal hydride rechargeable 9 volt battery. You can see that my little electric motor does not run. I've left that attached so that it would run that battery down. Got a little bit of, looks like a rebound voltage there coming back. Okay, so there you go. That battery's right there. No shenanigans. Motor's right there. I took one of these motors right here, which is out of a microwave oven carousel. It's what turns your food around in there. And I salvaged a 12 volt motor out of one of these blend door actuators that came off of a Mercury Mountaineer. So I'll get rid of these two. And I took those parts and I put this together. Alright, so there's a 12 volt motor out of a blend door actuator. There is a microwave carousel. All I had to do to make this happen was to drill out the hole that this shaft came in. There was a different smaller shaft. I had to drill that out, and I had to drill this out wide enough to fit on this motor right here. Okay. What I have here is just a little cheapo motor controller with the 9 volt jack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook these up here, if I can get them on there. I'm going to hook these up here. Alright, so scrunch all this in here so I can get it into the video. Alright, now we're going to need a power source, which is a Rayovac alkaline non-rechargeable battery, and the voltage on this battery, if I can hold my hand steady long enough, looks to be 7.3 volts. Let me find one with just a little bit less. 7.5 volts. Okay, so we'll go with the 7.3 volt one. Alright, so we'll set that right down there. And we're going to first hook our battery meter up over there. Got terrible lighting in here, sorry about that. And I'm going to switch it over to 200 volt AC. I'm going to connect my power source. Battery's connected. And I'm going to turn on the motor. Okay, that's high. That's as high as it goes. Alright, so what do we see here? There we go. 19.5 volts. Fairly constant. 19.4 to 19.5 volts AC. Alright. Now what we're going to do is going to shut this motor off. I'm going to disconnect these right here. Now we're going to introduce this particular model of bridge rectifier. SQL 100 amp at 100 volt AC. Alright. Everything's on the table, no shenanigans going on here. So now I'm going to bring in some jumper wires. Might have to pause this at some save point and make the video short enough where I can still mix it. Windows Movie Maker really don't like large files, but I'm going to try to do this. But it'll still be no shenanigans. Okay, now we'll turn our power source, wait a second, positive, negative, turn our power source motor controller back on, bring it up to speed. Notice we're still in the AC side, switch that over to DC. We have 17.7 volts DC. Alright. Now, shut my power source off. I'm going to introduce a couple little capacitors, which I believe, let me see if I can see on there. About 25 volt. Two 25 volt capacitors in series. So we're gonna stick them down in that slot there. Put the voltmeter on there. Stick this one down in that slot there. Put the voltmeter on there. Alright. So turn our power source back on. And we're at 25.6 volts DC. Turn the power source off. Slowly discharging. Now we're going to set this over here momentarily while that discharges. Get a couple more jumper wires. And this time we're going to take these jumper wires, negative on negative, positive on positive. Now we're going to bring our battery over here. Never left of sight. Hook negative to positive on our nickel metal hydride rechargeable. And we're going to turn our power on and let it run. So, let that run for a bit. So pretty quiet little mini generator. I'd like you to take notes of all the numbers, the battery beginning voltage, and all the measurements in between there, on up to the final measurement, which we will take once that battery hits 9 volts. So anyway, there's a little more something going on here than meets the eye, which unfortunately at this time I'm not gonna explain just yet, because I'm gonna put something together that is completely and utterly irrefutable. But just with the information that I've presented in this video right here, if you have understanding of what's going on here and electricity, and if you watch my previous videos and listen to my radio podcast, you might have a good idea of what I'm talking about. But in order for all those particular individuals out there that through the years decided they wanted to give me a rash and I didn't know what I was talking about and stuff, well, I got something special for them that I've been trying to share all along, but apparently education makes some people think that they're so much smarter than the average Joe that nothing you say is going to matter. The world out there has claimed that we've had an energy crisis for as long as I can remember. And I'm telling you folks, there is no energy crisis. There has never been an energy crisis. And when you understand what is really going on here in this little experiment that I'm showing you, and if you take the time to try to replicate it, which should be able to do it, you're going to find out one thing. There are certain types of energy out there, certain types of electricity frequency ranges and such that they won't run your average appliance or anything the way that it's designed now. But this energy will literally travel through the same exact devices without ever even interacting with said device. It won't cause them to get hot. It won't cause them to burn up or anything like that. The energy will just pass right on through. But if you know what to do with that energy, which I now do, as far as I'm concerned, the mystery's solved. For me personally, there's nobody in this world with all their fancy science and terminology and physics that could ever convince me that energy is not free. And so with that said, it's up to me to build a gizmo that will prove my case once and for all. So in this video, I'm not going to tell you exactly how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it. And when I think the time's right, I'll put it on the table for everybody else. But there's enough in this video and all the prior videos that if you understood what I was talking about, then you already have the answer and you can do it yourself. But I think it's about old time that old SHAZIZZ gets a little bit of credit for all his research. And I don't mean credit financially. I mean credit for, what's the word I'm looking for? When somebody spends years telling you how stupid you are. Redemption? That ain't gonna work. Yeah, the heck with it. You'll figure it out. But in the meantime, gonna keep doing what I do. I may start putting out more videos like I used to. But old certain entities out there kind of destroyed YouTube, and it's not like it used to be. It used to be like a family. You used to be able to share stuff and that kind of deal without all the hassles going on. But between the trolls out there and just little wise guys running around giving people trouble all the time, they ran off a lot of good people, a lot of brilliant individuals. But this time around, I think I'm gonna get my credit out of this idea. As far as I'm concerned, it's all solved. I know exactly how to do it. I know at what frequency range it needs to be done. And when I find the proper group of individuals who's really serious about doing some real science and proving this, I'll show them everything they need to know. But in the meantime, that's right here. You watched me do it. I'm waiting around for this doggone thing to finally hit 9 volts. Do. So let's see how long this video is so far. 16 minutes. Boy, that's gonna be a big file. Huh. Anyway, no shenanigans. And as far as I'm concerned, it's solved. Alright. I'm not going to wait for the full 9 because this video file is getting too big. So what I'm going to do is shut that off, unhook that, and that. Let that capacitor drain down. How about I just short it out? There, that's easier. All right. Where's my lead at? So what do we got right there? Didn't let her charge all the way up. Got 8.5 volts. And my input battery is down now to 6 point, well, it's between 6.9 and 7 volts. You seen where we started? You seen where we ended up? And you also seen that my little motor wouldn't run because the battery was too low. There. I just recharged a nickel metal hydride battery through a bunch of junk with a rail vac alkaline battery, and you saw the voltage. Peace and love, everybody. Take care. Stay tuned.